In my previous class, I have done 7 layers explanation in a open system interconnection OSI model. Now I am explaining a wired and wireless transmission media. See here, before going to discussion of this topic, first we need to know that what is the transmission. Transmission is nothing but a to send our data from one place to another place is known as a transmission. The first layer of the OSI model, that is the physical layer, we know that, dedicated to the transmission media. It is a physical path between the transmitter, that is sender, to receiver. See here, this figure is transmission medium and the physical layer. This is a physical layer sender, this is a receiver. Here it is a transmission medium. These transmission medium may be a cable or air. This is maybe a wired or wireless. The transmission media is a way in which a data transmitted from one place to another. In a communication, the transmission media can be broadly classified into two categories. See here, the transmission media is classified into two categories, namely guided media, unguided media. Guided media is nothing but it is a wired media, and unguided media is a wireless media. This guided media is again classified into three categories. See here, twisted pair cables, coaxial cables, fiber optic cables. Coming to the unguided media, this unguided media is again classified into one type, namely free space. Each and every media is explained briefly now. First one, guided media. One more thing, to select any transmission media in a communication, the following factors to be considered, namely transmission rate, cost and ease of installation, resistance of the environment conditions, and distance is a very important to select any media in the communication. Coming to the guided media, these guided media, which are those that provides the conduit. Here conduit is nothing but a pipe or water flow from one devices to another devices, included a twisted pair cables and coaxial cables and also a fiber optic cables. A signal traveling along any of these medias in the directed, twisted pair and coaxial cables are used the metallic copper conductors that accept a transport signals in the form of electric current. The optical fibers in a cable that accept and transport signals in the form of light. Coming to the twisted pair cables, the twisted pair is, see here, this is a two conductors consisting of a two conductor. This is the one conductor, this is the another conductor. These two are twisted together, shown the figure. One of these wire here, these one of the wire is used to carry the signals to the receiver, and the another wire is used to the ground reference. Here the most common twisted pair cable in a communication is referred to the UTP. UTP means unshifted twisted pair. The IBM was also produced a version of a twisted pair cables, for it is called shielded twisted pair, STP. Coming to the coaxial cables, the coaxial cables carry the signals of higher frequency ranges than those the twisted pair cables. Coaxial cables are used in analog telephone networks, are used in these coaxial cables. Another communication application of coaxial cables is a traditional Ethernet local area networks are used in these coaxial cables. Coming to the fiber optic cables, the fiber optic cables FOC is made up of glass or plastic. It is used to transmit signals in the form of light. See here, this is the optical fiber. This is a sender, this is a receiver. Here cladding, this is also a cladding. This is a core. This is a black diagram of a optical fiber. The Propagation modes of optical fibers is, there are two types of propagation modes, namely multimode and signal mode. This multimode is again categorized into two types, that is a step index and graded index. The optical fibers bending of light, see here, this figure shows the less dense, that is the I greater than critical angle reflection. This figure shows the more dense, here I is equals to critical angle reflection. And the final figure shows the here more dense, observe here, that is I greater than the critical angle reflection. Next, coming to the unguided media. The unguided media transport electromagnetic waves without using a physical conduction. This type of communication is often referred to the wireless communication. The unguided signals can be traveled from source to destination in several ways. These are like this: ground propagation, sky propagation, line of sight. The wireless transmission is divided into three categories. See here: radio waves, microwaves, and infrared rays. The radio waves, the electromagnetic wave, the radio waves frequency range between the 3 kilohertz to 1 gigahertz are normally called as a radio waves. And microwaves, electromagnetic waves ranging from the frequency between the 1 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz are called a microwaves. Infrared, this infrared rays is electromagnetic waves range frequency between the 300 gigahertz to 400 terahertz is called a infrared. This is all about the transmission medium in a communication.